Are we on time again?
What? 2 weeks in a row, live from
Orlando.
If that doesn't give you an idea of what we're talking about tonight, that's right. It's musicals, but not things that are actually already musicals. Movies we wish would be musicals. There's a lot of good options.
Yep.
As Brandy and I have already discussed in the comments, the answer is all of them. All movies would be better if there were singing, dancing, and some jazz hands. AJ, your thoughts on that matter?
I'm not usually a musicals person, and it's not one of those things where it's like I actively avoid them or I've ever disliked them. I've had limited opportunity to experience musicals on stage, and whenever I see a musical either live or in film, I've always enjoyed myself. We've documented my love of Cats, actually, explicitly.
Well, we've seen that a lot.
Yeah, we do.
And I think that we're going to go into, some established musicals, but I always enjoy myself, and I'm down to have a party with you guys. And since you will be here for just a limited time during this evening, we do have a great list of established guests tonight. And I think that
one of our faves.
Yeah.
Also, can we just quickly pour one out for one of our co-hosts who is enjoying a much-deserved vacation tonight, and his Wi-Fi is really shoddy. So Justin the Juice will not be joining us tonight, as far as we know, unless the Wi-Fi works for a little bit.
We might. He's a nippy.
Cheers.
He's a nippy. And
you're with us always, Juice, with your keytar. We wish your keytar could talk musicals with us tonight, but
wherever you are, I hope the squeeze is easy.
The two of us, unfortunately, are going to have to dip out a little early tonight as well. But we do have reinforcements tonight. We have one hell of a panel of guests tonight, and they're going to help us out the whole time. AJ is going to be sticking around with them after we leave, and this is going to be a fun one. So let's start bringing them out.
Yeah.
We might know this first guest from the movie Trivia Schmodown. Mr. Jacoby Bancroft has made some waves this season. How are you doing tonight, man?
Oh, doing great. I am so happy and excited to be here with you guys, hanging out, talking a lot of different stuff. But I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled to be here. So thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, are you thrilled to be here, Jacoby? Because it looks like we're at Disneyland right now.
It does. That's the only reason, really. That's what lured me in. I was on the fence before until I saw this background. I was just like, oh, okay, yeah, I want to be a part of this.
We're gonna go.
That'll do it. I respect them.
Thanks for coming on.
We're way backstage, and like he's just like, if you weren't here, if that background wasn't there, he was gonna dip.
I was gonna walk.
He was a writer. I couldn't get him his green M&Ms. It's a whole ass thing.
They taste different, okay?
Yeah. So what are your experiences with musicals, man? What's background there? Do you have a love for them?
Yeah. Who doesn't love musicals, right? Musicals are great. They're bright. They're colorful. My favorite of all time has to be Little Shop of Horrors. I love that one, and I love that movie, and I love Rick Moranis. So when you said this was the category, brought up a lot of mixed feelings, I guess, with my recent experience with musicals, specifically in the Showdown. But I'm here to reclaim my love of them by talking about them a lot. So I'm excited for that.
Well, speaking of love of musicals, there was somebody who heard that we were doing this show and basically insisted that he join the stream. And he was on last week, and he is our current reigning What the Show theme park trivia champion. But he also knows more about musicals than anyone I think I've ever met. And he's a Tony Award winner.
That is true.
And that is
he got from a Tony. It's a big deal.
Mr. Sugar Smacks Schmaxwell Haddad. How are you doing today?
First of all, thank you for that resplendent introduction. Just to clarify, I am a Tony Award nominee. They have not had the 2020 awards yet, so I could still win.
That is actually a fair. That's a fair point.
Fair enough.
I do have a Drama Desk Award, a Drama League Award, and a GLAAD Award. If we're counting, I don't know.
I'm counting all of those awards.
That's 3. So that is 3.
So yeah, I mean, I love musicals. I wish life was a musical. I produced theater for a living. I go to musicals 40 or 50 times a year, like 2-3 times a week sometimes, especially in the height of the season. It's been a tough year and a half without musicals, but the light is on the horizon. September, Broadway's back. So yeah, I sort of did just impose. I was like, oh, you're talking musicals? I'm going to be there whether you like it or not.
We are a champion on the channel now, so you have an open invite. Well, I think that's what that means.
That was a hard-fought battle, and huge respect to Abby.
Yeah, she seriously.
And Amber.
Mad respect.
And Amber, oh, well.
And then Chance was there.
Chance was there.
Chance was also there.
I mean, I'm not going to say Chance left early because he's a sore loser, but...
You might be onto something. You might be on.
I don't know.
He did try. I do know that man takes his theme parks very seriously, but unfortunately, he just wasn't able to hang tough. But the rest, everyone that was there and competed, did a very wonderful job. Maxwell, before we introduce our last guest, who basically we sent out the bat signal by saying the word music. What I know it's like picking a favorite child, but since we're asking, what is your favorite musical of all time if you had to pick one?
Movie or stage or just overall?
Just
overall,
I guess. Yeah, that I don't know if that makes it easier or harder.
So it's relatively new. It's only a couple years old, but I'm a huge fan of Natasha Pierre and the Great Comet of 1812. I saw it 13 times when it was on Broadway. I have a tattoo of the comet. The titular comet.
That's awesome.
So that show has had a huge impact for me. Movie-wise, I love Moulin Rouge and Cabaret. And Singing in the Rain also. But like in my top 10, there's like 4 out of my top 10 favorite movies are musicals. So
I never unfortunately got to see Great Comet on Broadway, but I did hear that they gave out pierogies, and that sounds like my kind of show. I have a friend.
The show was very immersive, and like you would arrive early, and the actors would be strolling around and handing out pierogies. You
got notes and like other you would get presents, and I'm all about a show that's interactive and gives me presents.
I have one of the notes in my collectible case over there. Yeah.
That is pretty awesome. Yeah, I have a few friends very into that show. My friend, it's a fun caveat. I swear we're going to bring you on in just a second, Rob. I do a Broadway class every Thursday. It's like an aerobics class, and we do different songs. And so my friend did a special birthday class, and the whole thing was shows. The theme was like shows she has seen on her birthday. And so we did a number from Great Comet, because that's one of the shows that she fortunately saw on her birthday. So we did a bunch of good-ins, but the dance that we did to that one was very fun. But yeah, last but not least, let's bring on our last guest. AJ, go ahead and make the introduction.
All right. And this guy, basically needs no introduction anymore on this channel. He's one of our favorite recurring guests. Mr. Rob Fishbeck, I did not have a fun ring name for you, and I am so sorry. Maybe next time. Everybody? Doing well. How are you doing tonight?
Doing well. Good to hear. Ready to talk musicals and movies that should be musicals.
Yeah, man.
What's your favorite musical? Since we're introducing everyone, asking them that tonight.
You know, it's kind of a toss-up between Rocky Horror Picture Show and Chicago.
Ooh, both good.
Both are good. Yeah,
totally.
That's respect.
Nobody mentioned South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut.
I mean,
that's my favorite musical. That's why.
I think What Would Brian Boitano Do is one of the greatest musical numbers in film. Really contributed to the zeitgeist, the pageantry of cinema.
Blame Canada was nominated for an Oscar, and Robin Williams performing that at the Academy Awards is something everybody needs
I remember
to watch.
that. I remember that. Yeah.
It is fantastic.
Legendary.
I'm seeing Jake Yakavetta in the chat, who says he doesn't know shit about musicals. Jake, I bet you know more than you think you know.
I was gonna say that tracks because Jake Yakavetta doesn't know shit about anything.
Ooh. We're a pretty pro Jake Yakavetta channel here.
Is he a moderator on your channel too?
I think it was actually like part of our like policy guidelines agreement with YouTube that Jake be made a moderator on the channel.
When I signed up for YouTube, it suggested me just make Jake a mod.
So real quick,
we did learn though that we can time him out, even though he's a mod. Because last week AJ did. He's like, "Can I time out someone who's a moderator?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Let's find out."
You can indeed time out moderators. That's something that we found out. One thing that I want to dive into before we really just kind of get into the meat of this, we do have our Streamlabs open for donations. Any donations to streamlabs.com/whattheshow/tip. That's going to be pinned at the top of the chat. 100% of our donations do go to charity for this channel. This month, we are donating to the 501st Stormtrooper endowment for 501st Legion endowment for Make-A-Wish. So, what the 501st does amazing things with making Star Wars wishes come true for kids and do great things through that charity. So it's going to be a great night for that. We do actually have some donations already. Just 1 second here. It is refreshing. First one is from Brandy, donating $5, saying, "I stand by the fact that all movies should be musicals. But if I was going to pick one, it obviously has to be Face Off."
Ooh, I'm into that.
Now we're talking.
I'm into that. That's a great. Oh, it's like just can't be enough that like you could get some really good.
So are Nick Cage and John Travolta in the Face Off musical? And if so, are they
Absolutely.
Okay, so they're singing. They're singing.
There's totally a dance off, like in the
I
middle.
don't think I want to hear Nick Cage sing. Travolta
I
can sing.
do.
That we
Au
know.
contraire, I'm into that.
He's got kind of like a bluesier voice. He's okay. It's kind of like when they make Jerry B sing in a movie. Like Gerard Butler is a okay like rock vocalist singer, but he's not like what he's
Not
done
the
in
Phantom,
musicals.
is what you're saying.
Yeah,
He's not selling out the garden. That's
Yeah.
And then Maxwell donated $25. Just saying musicals. So thank you. And once again, we are putting everything towards 501st for this month. And
So I'll go into
yeah. And if anybody wants the link, $10 donation, I'll send you the link even if I don't know you. Let's get weird. Let's commit crimes.
Let's talk weird. What weird
Get
movie
crazy.
would you like better if it had a song and dance number? Let us know.
Oh, we just got another one. One more before we really go in. Here's some money. Go see a musical Star Wars. Okay, what Star Wars movie would work best as a musical?
Revenge of the Sith.
Return of the
ooh,
Jedi.
I'm into
I'd say
that.
Phantom Menace.
I would
I'm-
agree with
I'm-
Return of
I'm-
the Jedi.
I'm
The answer
picturing
is
like
all of
a
them.
giant, lavish second act Ewok tap dancing number,
Ooh, I like that. I'm into that.
which would be like an absolute showstopper. I mean, we'd be talking like Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark in terms of budget and potential injury, but I want to see
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Worth it.
I mean, it's got to be
I
Attack
think
of the
that
Clones.
any of these
We
would
have
be
an
worth
entire I Hate Sand number. Come on, that's the obvious answer, y'all.
That could be good. That could be good.
See, Phantom Menace gets so bogged down by all that trade federation talk and stuff. And it's like you can spruce it all up by making it a number. And then all of a sudden you're interested in all the trade stuff.
Get
That's happening.
Lin-Manuel Miranda on that shit. He makes government exciting.
Exactly.
Do a rap
does. He really
battle,
does.
And suddenly we care about the trade federation. I'm into it. Yep.
That could work.
So, Jeff did donate another $5 saying, "Shoot me the link, motherfucker." That was a quote, by the way.
God, Jeff, no.
If this is your first time viewing the show, cursing, drinking, basically most inappropriate behavior, so long as it's funny, it's not only allowed, it's encouraged. So I am loving this show so far tonight, guys. So does anybody have some prepared pitches? Some things that
I do.
I got. Let's start with Jacoby first. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, you can go first. It's your show. I don't want to.
No. Actually, absolutely. The
But
guest
you're
goes
a
first.
guest.
The guest goes
That's
first.
how this works.
Okay, because I picked
There's-
like 15 or 16
Jacoby,
movies.
wait. Mike, quit being a rude bitch. Okay, you can go.
You
Yeah,
can time me out if you want.
Fine, he deserves it.
Mike, come on. Okay. The first one on the top of my list, I would say for a movie that should be a musical, works in a lot of different ways. It is Tim Burton's 1989 Batman movie, because what Batman did overall was what Tim Burton's Batman did is it opened the door and opened the floodgates for more superhero kind of gothic gritty and grounded the character and made Batman that sort of character. If Tim Burton made Batman a musical right off the bat, we'd have that level of Batman to this day. He would be, that crazy singing musical person throughout this whole thing. And I can imagine the scene where the Joker says, you ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? And that actually leads to them dancing and having a musical number. So perfect.
I'm into that. I'm not gonna lie. I would like Rob to do the dancing in that scene, because what he just demonstrated.
That's how they were dancing.
Rob is totally.
It would be a big Broadway number, and everybody be out there dancing like this. The question though is, will there be bat nipples in this Batman musical?
See, that's what Batman 89's movie was missing, was the bat nipples. That would have made it so much better. So but they should have been bigger on the suit. So as long as they were like super on there, then I think that would have really worked.
You know who has great nipples though? Mr. Jeff Altum is coming in.
Best nipples in the biz. That's what I've heard.
That is the best intro.
It's definitely an intro. That's
it's like the third worst one that you've had on this show.
I've had some weird ones.
I'm so sorry, Jeff.
That's for sure. Yes.
I apologize to Jeff.
Fucking
so Batman and musicals, I thought that this was going to be my idea that was going to derail the show. I had one for a Batman musical that I wanted to bring up, and it's Batman 66, the musical, the movie. So now here's the thing. I'm not going to go into. I mean, we know that it's going to be some days it's just hard to get rid of a bomb song. But I'm going to go into the cast. We're going to get Ryan Reynolds Batman. We're going to get Tom Holland Robin, Neil Patrick Harris Riddler, Jack Black as Penguin.
That makes sense.
Zoe Kravitz Catwoman. Why not? And we're playing with house money here, and Hugh Jackman is the Joker.
Oh. First of all, Hugh Jackman would do some great villain songs, so I'm 100% into that.
Yes.
You thought that was going to derail things, and everybody
was like, that's awesome. So why haven't we seen that movie?
I want to see this musical so bad.
I had a fever dream where this was a thing. This is where that comes from.
Who was your Penguin? Sorry, who was your Penguin?
Jack Black.
Jack Black.
As the Burgess Meredith Penguin. That's the thing. Is they are reprising the roles of the original 66 cast.
Yeah, he could pull that off.
Yes. And the budget-wise, this is not going to be CG. No, the costume designers, all practical effects, all of it. You have the budget of what you can do at a Michael's craft store.
Okay.
Yes.
That's one way to do it. Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah.
And you have two like colons. So it's like Batman colon the musical colon the movie, or is it like
yes?
Okay, all right. Had to make sure I got that.
Obviously.
If you get a third one, I'd be really impressed.
Oh, one more thing, directed by Tom Hooper.
Ooh.
You
ruined it.
Tom Hooper should never get to direct
He's
another
so
musical
good at
ever
musicals,
again.
guys. He's so good.
He's so good at it. He
It would
did
just
such
be
a
a ton
good
of
job.
He's so good.
Close-ups, like a lot of like really like in your face singing like this, and just I don't want to see that.
I'd like to basically be able to like feel
I
the
love
breath
zoom
of
ins
the
Eddie
person.
Redmayne's fish lips. It's all I want in a musical.
So Maxwell, what's one of your favorite pitches that you have?
Yeah, hit me with something.
Okay, so there are obvious choices one could make. I decided to think more in like the Sweeney Todd, Jekyll and Hyde, Repo the Genetic Opera, and I want to see Crimson Peak the musical. With such amazing songs as Sink into the Red Clay, the second act showstopper, Blood, Ghost, Incest, a first act ballad, Jaw on the Sink, and of course the theme song. If you remember, Tom Hiddleston and Jessica Chastain's character's last name is Sharp, so the motif that will carry throughout the musical is sharp points.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I
It's
think
like-
I think AJ's buying a ticket. I think AJ's gonna do it.
It's like you've done this before.
It's like this is my job.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
Holy crap.
I like it.
I like that a lot.
So that's something I would love to see. I think I'm always in all my meetings. I'm like, we need more horror theater, whether it be musical or otherwise. And I think that there's something about like the gothic romance of it that I think would make for a really lavish, beautiful, dark musical.
Yeah.
Sign me up for that one.
And I'm just thinking of like, if Tom Hiddleston, like,
God damn it.
his voice is beautiful.
Yeah, I
Like,
would
he has
love to have him in it. I saw him on Broadway in a play, so he has the stage experience. He could definitely,
I feel
Yeah.
like all British people can sing, right? Like
Mhm.
that's the thing. So
100%.
he probably can sing. I'm certain.
I would love to hear a British person sing off key. Like,
It's just like not possible. It's something in the water, I think.
Can't happen.
Like, just not
so
happening.
refined. By the way, we did get a $50 donation from Jake Yakoveta,
Jake.
saying just to
Jake.
one up Maxwell.
oh God.
So
That sounds like something he would do.
That's a Jake.
But it's
thing.
all going to a good cause, so we're happy about that.
I'm now just deciding if I need to one up Jake or just let him be the bigger man this time.
This time, there's
Just let
always
him win
next
this. He
one.
doesn't get a lot of wins in life, and look, you
That's
saying
a
he's the
good
bigger man is
point.
going to make him think he's bigger. So leave him at it.
yeah, ever since I started coming after him for the beard game, it's just been.
I was gonna say the only thing about him that's probably bigger than me is his beard.
Mm.
Yeah, he does have a good beard going on right now.
Mhm.
I will say. Well, I don't
So-
know. Jacoby might be giving him a run for his money. That's a good looking
Yeah.
beard right there, sir.
Oh,
Good looking.
thank you.
10 out of 10. Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry, Jake. I know
Bullshit.
you're out there. Your beard is lovely. It looked beautiful in all of our wedding photos.
It's absolutely mediocre. It's
So-
totally,
Solid
Looking
C
beard.
plus.
it's surface.
You know who else
In
has a
that one,
beard?
okay? It looked good. He
Is
said
it
he was going
passing
to
grade?
save it for the wedding, and I said, no, keep it. I like the beard. He kept it, so that made me happy.
So
I would
You know
like
who
to
else has
hear
a
a
beard?
Rob pitch before we make our
Yeah.
pitches and then have to dip out. We're going to pitch
All
him
right,
on.
so I'll start with 1988's Die Hard. Should totally
Yes.
be a musical.
is
And-
already a stage musical.
It really?
Get
Yeah.
rich or die trying, girl.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is.
I was
No,
thinking-
no, it's actually like they did Die Hard the musical in the Omaha Community Theater last 2 years ago.
What were the songs for that? Like, come to the coast, we'll have some laughs.
Basically,
Was that like the
Basically.
thing?
it's a great stage production. It's
Yippee ki motherfucker! That's a
has
number
to be.
one hit in
Yeah.
the works right there.
It's they shaft the motherfucker basically
Okay.
like
They did a musical version of it on Bob's Burgers too, but they also combined it with Working Girl.
Yeah.
And it's called Work Hard or Die
Yeah.
Trying, Girl.
yep.
Wow, I gotta catch up on television and Oklahoma Community Theater apparently. So
Go out there right now. Go to Oklahoma.
should be on their billboard when you cross the state line. Like, we have the Die Hard stage play.
Yeah, I think that would be. I'm kind of terrified of Oklahoma because tornadoes, but maybe I'd go there for the time.
I'm terrified of states that look like pots and pans that you'd buy in a store.
That's where I thought you were going with it at first. It was like, oh, what makes you terrified of a state? It's like, oh, then you name something really logical to be afraid of. No,
Yeah.
I
like
hate Oklahoma.
exactly terrified. The entire like tornado alley. So that's where. See, we're already getting off the rails here for a second, but that's where both Oklahoma is where the softball College World Series is held, and then Nebraska is where, which hi AJ, is where the baseball
Cool.
College World Series is held. And I would love to go to both of them, but that would require me to like stay overnight in those states, and that terrifies me. I don't know how you do it, AJ. I know I live in like Hurricane, but like you get warning for hurricanes.
Yeah.
You don't get warnings for tornadoes.
You
Okay,
get
what do you got?
you get 25 to 35 minutes.
Solid.
How many tornadoes per month? Like, what's on average? Like, in Tornado Alley, is that like a thing, like a weekly
So-
thing?
Tell us,
Or-
AJ. You know better
We're
than
on the
us.
outskirts of it, but we get tornado warnings in the heat in the dead of summer. Probably not a warning. Tornado Watch, maybe once a week, and then warnings.
Yeah,
You
how
might
about
see
that?
one. You might see. A watch is nothing. It's you go outside and watch, and then a warning.
Is that what it's for?
Popcorn for it.
Yeah.
Yo, it's a tornado watch. It's like that's just all the only thing. You just have to go out there. It's like, okay, time
Oh,
to-
we're watching for it. Nope, don't see it.
A warning is go inside. Like
Lego
it's watch,
is bringing up a good
go
point though, that
inside.
Twister the musical would be pretty rad.
Yeah,
I agree.
Twister the musical. You do need to reprise like stuff from the Twister soundtrack. I think. I definitely think Goo Goo Dolls Long Way Down needs to be like in that musical.
It would also need to have a lot of special effects. Like there need to be giant fans throughout the theater, so like you would blow away mid-song. Like your hair is just
So more so than not just someone carrying just fans around.
You know,
It's like,
sort of
know,
like the late grade attraction at Universal.
Right
Some
it
of
out.
those fires, ride it out. Yeah, just
I
mix that with the
love
musical.
that.
Be great.
Even
Oh.
that though scared me a little bit. That's how much I'm terrified of tornadoes.
So
Oklahoma,
we
we'll never
do-
know.
real quick, guys, we do. Speaking of people like Twister, this is the person that if there's a Twister musical, I would cast as Philip Seymour Hoffman's character. It is Mr. Justin the Juice on vacation.
Hey!
What's going on? I mean, come on. How are we doing?
You're
Well,
so good at
looks like the
feeling
juice
so
is
more
loosened up a
hopping
bit.
roller coaster.
Oh,
Are you in
fantastic.
the hot tub?
Yeah, are you in hot tub? What is happening?
Where
Is
are
this
you?
a lover sketch from SNL? Like, what's going on?
How's everyone doing?
We're doing great. We're talking about
Good
my
answer, Jim.
Awesome.
absolute, deathly fear of
I'm just
tornadoes.
pretending to be like I can hear what people are saying. So,
You just have to chime with
Perfect
it. Yeah,
time.
totally. Like every now
Jeff,
and then.
Jeff's here. Wow, Jeff, how's Jeff doing?
How am I doing? I'm doing great. I don't know if you can hear
Oh,
me
all
saying
right.
I'm great.
Awesome.
It's going
Right.
well.
This is the most
Colby
wonderful
Jackson,
thing.
somebody I've been trying to get on the show for a long time. Colby Jack, how's he doing?
Hello. Doing great. I don't know if there's a delay, but doing awesome. Glad to see you. Kind of,
You're not
Juice.
delayed. You'd never be delayed. Thank you. Awesome. Rob Fishback. I took my
What's up,
phone.
Juice?
Oh, I dropped it.
Oh no, what's happening?
No.
There you go.
Things are getting wild in Wisconsin.
Rob, I don't even know who Rob is. That's all right. Max, fantastic.
Juice.
Love it.
A little too sweet for my taste, but
Are you filming a new music video for I Wear My Sunglasses at Night? Are you guys doing a reboot of that? What's going on?
I cannot confirm nor deny that that is happening. So
That's going to be in the
Just
Lost Boys
maybe a
musical.
little hush hush.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's your secret. You know, we'll keep
Yeah.
it.
So before I go, how's the show? Like, what is the discussion of the show? I would love to know what is happening on the show.
Damn it.
He only
Read the
co-hosts it, folks.
thumbnail.
We're talking about movies that we wish for musicals. Do you have anything to hit us with, since you're the resident
Oh, man.
guitar player?
Oh man, I'd love for my life to be a musical, even though I hate musicals. Man, maybe like
Musical.
Squeeze It Easy would be a great song.
Squeeze
That'd
It
be like
Easy the
what I want.
musical, right?
So much guitar.
Maybe like, oh man, what would be great? Hang on, let me like confer with my relatives real quick. What would be a great like movie musical?
What would be a
What would
great
be a
movie?
great movie that would be a musical? Like a movie to make into a musical? Right, Goodfellas. Goodfellas. I just heard Goodfellas.
Goodfellas?
Goodfellas.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's
Could
a
you
good one.
imagine a
Thank you,
musical
Juice's
number
relative.
just about making the sausage?
So,
That's
right.
exactly where I was going
Yes.
to
That
go.
would be great.
Slice the garlic so
Goodfellas would be fantastic. I remember like going up to my family here, and I like came up to him as like a cocky like, oh yeah, I watched Schmoes Nose and Collider. I know all about film. I hadn't seen Goodfellas yet, and my uncle was like, I was like, I have my top 100 films of all time, and he's like, is Goodfellas on that list? And I was like, no, but I like want to see it really badly. And he's like, I'm gonna murder you. And now I have seen it. It's one of the greatest movies of all time. So yes, it's absolutely going on the musical list. Goodfellas, lock it down, slice a potato to it, do whatever they do, cooking in jail. I'm all
Slice
for
the
it.
Potato to it.
Squeeze it easy.
Imagine the musical scene of Tommy going like, "Am I a fucking clown? Do I amuse you?"
Ooh, yes.
imagine Norbert Leo Butz in the Joe Pesci role.
Oh my god!
He would win another. He would win another
You win
Tony.
another Tony.
Another
well,
Tony.
we still have
That
you,
is
Juice.
fantastic.
I haven't seen him since Catch Me If You Can.
Speaking of
He's been-
segues,
he was
I
doing
have
TV.
I have a Jake Yacovetta in
Oh,
the
This stream is like, look
Oh,
at all these
boy.
people.
Oh, wow. There's a party.
It's kind of a big deal.
Jake.
Ooh,
how you
wow,
doing?
boy.
The best
Amazing.
people in the biz.
I had to bring you in
Jacob.
while we still have a Juice on screen. So
Juice is still here.
What's up, Juice?
What's up, Jacob?
Mr. Yacovetta,
That's
we meet
not
again.
my fucking name.
Matt, we sent you something in the mail, and well, you know, obviously what you're getting in the mail, but I hope you really enjoyed the note that came with it.
Wait, are you talking to me?
No,
No, I just saw
Your
Matt.
name
Not
fucking
with
Matt.
that.
Oh, okay. Oh, Matt, yeah, I saw what you sent him. That was dope.
I hope you
I had to
enjoyed
point this out as well. Maxwell blowing kisses to Jake. I see you. We all see you.
Oh yeah, now that we're face to face, motherfucker.
that. I like that we basically got into Rob pitched Die Hard. I went on a rant about how tornadoes absolutely terrify me. Juice came in wearing sunglasses at night, and then we have the best beard in the biz. So Rob, you want to get back to what your concept for your Die Hard the musical might entail?
I mean, basically, just take the movie, insert 8 to 10 songs, and do it out. You know what I mean? Like the whole, like you could play out the whole scene with Hans and everybody like hanging out, and then just like Bruce Willis is just chilling on the side, and he's just like, maybe we have like a rafter, like he's hanging out up there, you know, and we'll go to him once in a while. But I'm telling you, that "Come to the Coast" song, opening number, that would be. That's
And
where
like
you
the
get
beginning of La La Land, but like better.
totally.
I'm into that.
Totally. You know, when
Totally
he gets on the
establishes the
airplane
fish
and
out
he's
of
like,
water.
I'm coming to the coast. Yeah.
He has to make fists with his toes type thing. You know.
Fist with your toes.
Yes.
Do Johnson and Johnson get their own song? Agent Johnson,
Oh,
Agent Johnson.
totally.
No, the other one.
Totally. What was the name of the limo driver in Die Hard?
Argyle.
Yeah, Argyle. Oh man, well he's
Argyle's
got
to be the show. Like he's got to get at least one number.
He's getting maybe like a little tap dance number, like on the top of like the limo. I'd be kind of
And
into
this
that.
is Christmas music, and that.
And then he like
yes, yes.
does a little, yeah.
Are we
The
talking
voice.
about Argyle?
yeah.
Welcome to the show, Juice.
I left my family for Argyle. Just now in a second, I walked away because I heard Argyle.
What?
Oh, good. I thought he was being very
Argyle.
literal.
That was
No,
so
no.
much darker than it needed to be.
Thought he left
Alright,
everyone just to go,
we-
just really talk about Argyle.
We have to go soon, so we're gonna make our pitches. Do you want to stay around to listen to our pitches?
Yes.
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
All right, you can go first.
All right, so I will go ahead and go first. So I've been, I put a lot of thought into this. I love musicals. One of my things was already stolen by some rascal kids at the University of Michigan back about a decade ago. Looking at you, Darren, Chris. Also, I love you. But yeah, Harry Potter. What a great thing that was. And then they did it, and they made a whole trilogy, and it was wonderful. And you laughed and you cried sometimes over a scarf of sexual preference. But I'm just happy that him and the Sorting Hat made it out of that together. But anyways, so I was thinking of some other things that I could make into a musical, and one of the most I thought of this movie because we've been watching this show, which is maybe one of the most delightful shows I've watched in a long time, which is Mighty Ducks Game Changers. And so I wanted to take it back to the OG, the Mighty Ducks, the movie, and make the Mighty Ducks musical, which would, include such hits like Quack, 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 sung obviously by Mr. Ducksworth. There'd be the villain song by the Hawks that would be called Win Big, and it'd be like,
It's not worth
winning if you can't win big. They would just do the whole thing. Everything would be original songs except for Fulton Reed's number, in which he just sings Hanging Tough by New Kids on the Block, because why not? Like Fulton Reed singing that would be so good and so appropriate for the early 90s. And then, you'd have the Bombay I Want song called Minnesota Miracle Man. He's like,
There you
out
go.
there on
There
the
we go.
ice, and it would be beautiful. And then there's a father-son duet with Banks and his father called "Redraw the Lines." That's about halfway into the movie, right before we like start Act 2. And then, of course, the big show-stopping number would obviously be Flying V. Everyone is involved. It's kind of like a Newsies number, but like with hockey sticks, and that's like really great.
I think
And
Newsies
then-
but with hockey sticks is all you need for the pitch.
And then there would be Hans would have a number called Hat Trick, but it literally is just like a cute old German man with a hat doing a trick, and like not like the hockey hat trick, but I just like play on words. And I was also thinking of a little number called "Gotta Break a Few Eggs to Make an Omelet." And it's like a good like pump up song right in the middle of it, like kind of like in Mulan where they do like "I'll Make a Man Out of You." It's like that like montage of like we're building a team. And, like,
Love it.
eggs and yeah, that's pretty much Flying V. It's a big show stopping number at the end, like I said. And that's Mighty Ducks the musical coming soon. Hopefully, Joshua Jackson, you available? Let's do this.
He is.
He's available.
He's
can play
available.
Bombay.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, this is a hot tub. It's fully on display right now.
Hot tub.
Hot tub.
Sitting in the hot tub. Little too
Just
hot.
random
In the hot
pieces of
tub.
flesh. I don't know if we're gonna get a strike for just random pieces of flesh from Juice. Just
If we do,
No,
let us on
that
there.
won't get you a strike. Trust me. I know.
Take
what'll get
notes.
that for you.
All right,
Jake
finish.
has actually shown his asshole on screen on YouTube several times, and they're like,
Why did you remind us of that? Somebody mute Jeff.
Oh, please mute Jeff.
Jeff, I love you.
I love me too.
so.
All right.
And then Bethany,
Bye,
you gotta. Oh, sorry,
Well,
Mike. You have a pitch
yeah, well,
before.
I'm gonna do the one that I fully formed. I thought of another one afterwards, but I'll do the one I fully formed and then just mention the other one. But this one already kind of has musical numbers in it, and I'm going to expand upon it, and that would be Austin Powers' International Man of Mystery, the musical. Now, it already kind of has the beginning, has the big dance number already to begin with. There's a few things in there. Obviously, Secret Agent Man would have to be worked into a big, towards the end of the movie. But I came up with 3 musical numbers that I think would be fantastic.
Fan what?
I mean,
Fan what?
One of them is he's going through the unfreezing process, and he realizes that he doesn't have an inner monologue, but he just starts like singing his big soliloquy, thinking that nobody can hear him, but everybody else on stage obviously hears every single thing that he is singing, and he's completely unaware of it. It's do I have any inner monologue? But then Dr. Evil is going to have 2, not 1, but 2. One is in the first act, one is in the second act. Show-stopping numbers. The first one is going to be the obvious. Why must I be surrounded by frickin' idiots? So that's going to be his ballad. It's why must I be surrounded by frickin' idiots?
Jake, you better not be pointing at me.
I was pointing to Mike.
Thank you.
And then probably his bigger number is going to be in the after he's met Scott is going to be I'm with it, I'm hip, where it's going to be a complete montage of completely dated references that can constantly evolve. If the musical continues for years, you can keep adding things that are from like 5 years ago. So this could be like an evolving musical over time.
That's a lot of effort.
I like that.
So like it'll be like, so all of a sudden, I don't know, what's something from 5 years ago?
Like Harambe or something.
Yeah. Oh, my homeboy Harambe. Yeah.
Hey, Harambe's making a comeback if you've read the latest Powerpuff Girls.
Getting more and more.
Oh, I did.
And yeah, I think this will work really well. The other one I just thought of, like earlier before we went on stream, Step Brothers the musical would also be just fantastic.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh lordy. Activities in the garage. That could be a whole.
Oh yeah.
That's exactly what Juice is doing.
That would be a bop. I'd listen to that for sure.
Are you
Boats
kidding
and
me?
hoes for this whole lavish thing.
Yeah, building bunk beds number.
Oh yeah. And Randy Jackson has to actually have a part in this musical. If it's
All right. Well, with that, unfortunately,
bid you
the 2 of
all
us do have to bid you adieu. Thank you all for coming on.
All
Keep
right,
it
so
going.
real quick before Mike and Bethany leave, can people hear me?
Yes.
Okay. All right, real quick. I got some family I'd like to real quick introduce. I'm going to show a hot tub. So they may or may not have been like, oh, we're going to beat you because They're like, you.
Hi, Juice's family.
They're like, oh,
sets.
you can get us Universal tickets for free. I was like, yeah, I got Universal for free. They're like, wait, who are your friends? Anyways, no, I'm just kidding. But they love y'all. Wish y'all the best. I am also gonna head out of here. I gotta get back to the hot tub.
Squeeze it easy.
Squeeze it easy,
Bye,
Juice.
Squeeze it easy.
Rob, love you. Jake,
Bye,
you're a great
Juice.
guy. Jeff,
Yep.
you're solid. Jacoby, I haven't met you before, but you were always Jacobin.
Sweet.
And AJ, you're always rocking. And
Cheers.
Max, you're always Max. You're always the Max. All right.
All right.
Well said.
We
So,
bid you all adieu.
Yeah.
Kobe, thank you for coming on. Everybody else,
Come on.
Of course. Goodbye, guys.
Have a
Bye.
good night.
Congratulations.
Can't wait to hear all the musicals y'all come up with when we watch the rest of this stream later.
oh yeah,
Later, guys.
Didn't even fucking ask me, but okay.
we're about to ask
I'm gonna
you.
watch.
I am the captain now.
You're in control.
No. That's
Oh,
very, very nice.
you're appropriating Somali pirates now? Is that what you're
I
doing?
mean, it wouldn't be the first time. That's another story. So Jake, we do have another guest we're bringing in, and then you are next to pitch your musical. But
I'm after the next guy.
no,
Okay.
no,
For someone who's not.
I'm introducing somebody.
I was
That's
on
all.
before Jake, motherfucker. But he donated five times as much money. It's fine.
Okay, so we'll figure
Love you,
it
Jeff.
out. But I
Love
did
the strong
invite
energy.
this gentleman last night, and he's somebody I've been wanting to have on for a while. Mr. Joey Burrows making his What the Show debut.
Oh shit!
Joe, President.
The
How's it
prince
going?
that
Joey may
wasn't
know him.
promised.
How you doing?
That is a massive mug.
So here,
Little Jack and Coke.
Just a little bit.
just a little.
Yeah, just
It's a little Jack and Coke, and it's just a lot of other things.
Come on. This
So,
is America. That's a medium.
Jake, what'd you have for a musical? What do you want to pitch?
fucking Boondock Saints.
Like it's the most obvious answer in the world.
It is.
Jacoby, if you know me and Joe, it is the most obvious answer in the world.
I would love
And
that.
there's a goddamn fucking mosquito.
There's going to be a whole sequence that's just the lights going in and out to simulate all of the fade in, fade outs from throughout the movie.
That's
Hey,
the whole
Troy
musical
Duffy
number, just
was.
fade in, fade outs.
It's gonna be
Troy
exactly
Duffy
like
knew
saying
what he
Die
was
Hard the
doing.
musical in Omaha Community Theater. Lots of fade ins and fade outs. Oh man.
I mean, just can you imagine the scene where they're in the meat packing plant, they have the fight, and then the Russians come in and he throws the toilet off the roof and they're just singing the whole fucking time?
No.
That
no,
would
okay.
be
Nope.
amazing. Exactly. You can't imagine.
Come on,
That
it
would
was
be
a firefight
amazing.
and then jazz hands.
The world isn't ready for a Boondock Saints musical.
This is gonna be like Spider-Man, like the Spider-Man musical. Only people are gonna be injured by falling toilets. It's gonna be great. Oh my god.
I see Mike in the chat saying no Boondock Saints either. Fuck you, Mike. You ain't here no more.
Oh wow. And I believe that Jeff, are you alluding to what you're going to pitch to us right here with your name?
Oh, I
on
mean, this is
screen?
definitely one of the two. This one is the much more like straight up musical stories. It is, of course, an adaptation of Jorma Tacón's 2010 magnum opus, MacGruber. And
Oh, fuck yes.
I'm in.
can you
Yes.
imagine The Lonely Island producing a Broadway musical? We already know that they did a great job with musical comedy with Popstar, but if they could do a full-on show, and you know that they can do a great rap out of the KFBR 392 joke, I think that would be killer. Can you imagine a whole villain song just called "Cunt"?
What would the
See,
song
that's-
be with the celery stick in the ass, though? What would that song be?
Divergent.
Veggie Tales.
Veggie Tales.
I mean, can you imagine the number? Fuck me like you fuck your dead wife.
Yeah,
That's the showstopper right there.
That was stop something. So
I think we could get Ryan Phillippe for this. Actually,
He's
I think
He's very
we
cheap
could
now.
probably get him.
not in the hypothetical like world where we're producers. I think that we could get Ryan Phillippe.
I think I saw him performing in the Omaha Community Theater somewhere. So I think he's going to be
Absolutely.
I'm actually on Team Jeff right now, and I never thought I would ever say that.
I think that I think that there's a lot that the whole show would have to play up. Like for a film, it can be absurd, but in order for it to work on a stage, it has to be purposefully even more out there to work. And I think that the same creative minds can still do that and make it work. You still have to have Will Forte, even though he's probably not a good singer. But you have to teach him to rap because that's the only way through getting through Lonely Island music. But I think it could work. I say think because I can't guarantee because nothing's guaranteed in this world. But I do think that this specifically KFBR 392 would be possibly the greatest song of all time. I think it's one of the best comedy bits ever put on film. And I think that it could be a great song. I do have one other one. I know Maxwell just disappeared, but he might have appreciated this one.
Fuck Maxwell.
It would be a musical review, where you have just multiple different things as opposed to just a single story. Just a musical review of different stage songs that are all original, based off of the works of A24. You can get dramatic, you can get real out there, you can get real bizarre. You can go all the way from Under the Skin to Uncut Gems. You can start with the Bling Ring. You can end at the beginning with a glimpse inside the mind of Charles Swan III, with the kitchen sink and everything. I think that there's a lot of potential there. You can have all sorts of the way A24 is so vast and so different that you can have so many different kinds of genres. Yes, like look at that. Danny M in the chat, they're Hereditary, the musical. Can you imagine this horrifying song centering on a little girl that just had her head knocked off? Incredible. Could you imagine the
just
other
because Jake is here, I'd really like a whole number devoted to Midsummer and that barn orgy.
Oh, fuck that. Oh.
So I thought it was Lego who actually mentioned Midsummer musical.
Yes, it was actually Lego mentioning Midsommar.
It is the worst goddamn movie I've ever seen.
Honestly, every time Jake insults it, my love for it grows.
Kind of the same. Like I thought it was like pretty good at first.
Every time he mentions it, I'm like, oh, I still have this fabric bound 4K edition of the director's cut with the.
I have that too. It's beautiful, but it doesn't fit on any shelf.
I'm glad you wasted your money on some bullshit.
But
I mean, I waste my money on bullshit every month trying to stay in a group chat with you.
You spend money just to talk to Jake?
Facts.
No, he's delayed to speak.
Yeah.
So that pitch that takes all of the A24 movies, all of it.
A musical review of just they're not necessarily connected. They're just it's a series of ones that are they're not necessarily thematically connected or narratively, but they have something in common, and they're all stemming from A24. And that's why it would be an A24 review.
That'd be awesome.
I think that it would be
all my
great
money,
for it
please.
all to be going through everything in the very last number. They would start at the beginning, everything in the kitchen sink, a glimpse inside the mind of Charles Swan III.
So we do need actually Willem Dafoe at the intermission to say, "How long's it been, boyo?"
I do believe that would be great because
will Adam Sandler reprise his role from Uncut Gems for this?
No, he's dead. But I.
Jeff just murdered Adam Sandler to make this musical.
No, but I mean, no, that would be great. You have Willem Dafoe. He's been in at least 2 A24 films between that and the Florida Project.
Yeah, and
I mean, you can have the saddest Disney song ever covering Florida Project.
I can just imagine just the energetic, nonstop Bruce pace, like the Uncut Gems song. It just keeps going and like no musical breaks or anything. It just goes and builds and builds and builds and builds and builds and builds.
An Uncut Gem song is a legitimately serious attempt at the Lonely Island joke of when does the bass drop, but the bass will never drop, and you're just going to have an anxiety attack waiting for the bass to finally drop. And when it finally drops, you die. That's Uncut Gems.
Wow.
So, if I may,
no.
How do you top that?
if I may,
Hamlet 2, the musical. That's how. The stage musical.
Rock
Hamlet,
Me Sexy Jesus.
you mean like
so-
Hamlet 2, the musical within
No,
Hamlet?
no. You do Hamlet. You do a film adaptation, like a film to stage adaptation of the film Hamlet 2, and then you do the musical on stage within the musical.
So you mean you basically do like? Okay, I see. What
Yeah,
you're saying.
it's actually there's actually musical numbers within
You
the
do the play
Steve
within a play
role.
thing of like Midsummer Night's Dream or some shit like that. But
Yes.
it's Hamlet 2.
Yes.
Fuck a
Absolutely.
Midsummer Night's Dream
I'm down
just because
for
it
it.
has the word midsummer in it.
Yeah, Midsummer Night Dream. It writes itself, guys. I'm seeing here this whole Hamlet 2 Electric Boogaloo. No, Hamlet 2. It's a real thing.
It's amazing.
It's a real thing. Rock Me
Boogie's
Sexy Jesus is one of the greatest songs intended for theater of some kind, especially a high school theater, possibly ever.
Yeah. If anybody who's not familiar with Hamlet 2, it's this movie that's this great parody of like your classic teacher movies, things like a Mr. Holland's Opus, that kind of thing, about this guy he's actually just a terrible teacher, kind of a terrible person, and he's a drama teacher and gets all these kids into his drama program accidentally, writes a sequel to Hamlet. If you remember Hamlet, everybody dies at the end, but it's Hamlet and Jesus going on a time traveling adventure.
Naturally.
By the way, back
As a high school musical.
Back to the A24 one. I just want to go back a second. In terms of the review, you can get some of the actual actors that were involved in it. I mean, you can have Chance the Rapper come in to do a song on Slice. It was in theaters for one day. You can have Aquafina come in. She has rapped a bunch before. She can do a song about the farewell. I think that it would be great. I do think that it would be a little weird if they tried to do some song or some sort of a thing about killing of a sacred deer, but I'd be down for it. Just watch Colin Farrell shoot a kid on stage. It's perfect.
For the audio listeners, I just brought this up on screen. Patrick Gibson saying, "I assume the operatic adaptation of Money Plane has already been discussed." It's not.
It's called Fucking Alligator. I give it. That's
You
the
can take the
showstopper.
lobster and turn it and transition it into a story about the lighthouse.
Oh, yeah.
We get it. You know a lot of A24 movies. Good
I
for
have
you.
the list right here on screen. I'm just reading through it.
I get
back
it. You
on
have a
Max's
second monitor.
Yeah. Absolutely. Waves. Now I'm just reading names.
I'm back on Max's side.
Oh,
Oh wow. So
But we're fucking friends. It is what it is. We talk shit, and then
It
we
is what it
find
is.
someone like Jeff that we can
talk shit.
conveniently
together
talk
towards.
shit to together.
All
So
right,
Mr.
you
Mr.
and your
Joey
big
Burrows has
bushy
not
beard
had a
covered
chance
up
to
your
pitch.
thin fucking lips. What do you want from me?
Whoa.
Ooh.
Wow.
so
Like I said, I'm only here for Jacoby, man.
Yeah.
I was just
Hold on,
supporting the rock
I thought you were on
stars.
Maxwell's side. Now you're saying you're not even here for him?
No, I am here for Maxwell.
No, you just said
Maxwell
you're
is
here
my
for
dude.
Jacoby.
Maxwell
You said you're
knows
here
my
for Jacoby.
dude. I came on screen to
You
support
came
Jacoby
on screen?
as a.
Was that
Do you want
OnlyFans?
me
That is the
to?
most relaxed climax I've ever
For
seen.
Jacoby.
Do you
Wow.
want me to? Because
mean-
you know I fucking will.
It's your choice,
Well, I
bro.
like
Your, your body, your choice.
I mean, at some point, I think that I've some sort of control of
And I
my
thought your
content.
beard looked crusty just because you
this
didn't
is a
shower.
Twitch, Jake.
Jake about to do some Twitch
Jeff?
hot tub streams.
Juice already did.
Oh shit, we did.
It's true. It's true.
Oh no.
I'm just here supporting rock stars. Fuck.
Yeah, but you don't have to come on screen for that. Like you can show your
Well,
support.
No. Him coming on screen
A
was
tweet would
that was
suffice.
just for him. That's just for him.
All right, god damn it.
Oh, God.
No.
Joe, what's your pitch? Joe, what's your pitch?
Nope.
All right. So,
It's gone.
ready?
Good.
Seven, the musical.
Ooh.
Wait, what?
Yes.
7.
David Mills is Justin
What's
Timberlake.
in the box?
Tracy Mills is Mandy Moore. Lieutenant Somerset is Will Smith. John Doe is Andy Samberg. The headlining song, It's a Head in a Box.
It's a head in a box. You need to lead up to like each sin gets its own special, unique musical version of
Secondary
like a different.
song. I watched Sins Turn Tragedy. To the tune of I Write Sins, not Tragedy.
Yep.
We got it. Good job. That's a good one.
I
Oh.
love how Mike Deacon timed out Jeff in the chat.
Fuck him. I got 2 more channels.
There's no theoretical end to.
Jeff's a professional stalker. Can't get rid of him that easy.
Nope.
Oh. I'm still thinking about Crimson Dawn, by the way.
Oh yeah.
That is.
So wait, I did have a question before I get out of here.
Mhm.
Maxwell,
Yes.
what was the Tony that you're nominated for?
Best play for producing The Inheritance, which is there. This poster.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to know.
If it wins best play, I win the Tony.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I saw that you had been saying that you had been nominated, but I didn't know what it was for.
Well,
But-
last year they wanted to nominate me just, first time ever someone was nominated for just like existing, but I've declined. I wanted to earn it.
Whoa.
Oh,
Damn.
well,
And
Respect.
you have.
That was some
Like,
good deadpan,
yeah.
Maxwell.
Yeah.
So,
I
so when I say
you would-
things like we
you
can
would
actually
be my.
get,
I was
When I
gonna
say
say
things-
you would be my second friend to win a Tony, and that would be dope as fuck. Nina Arianda won.
She did.
Yeah, for Venus and Fur, and I went to high school with her, and we used to just get drunk in Germany and shit.
Awesome.
So I would like to have you in that list of my friends that have done shit.
I think Maxwell would
Nope.
also like to have himself.
I would like to be on that list too.
Yeah, that sounds like it's almost nice until you read into it, and the way you phrase it is he hasn't done
That's a
anything.
very selfish reason for wanting.
I just
No,
want you to
it-
win so I know somebody.
No, okay, so me saying that I want my friend to win so I know more people that have done good shit. That's
You're making it about you.
It's always
trying to
about
figure out- yeah, Jake, you're trying to figure out how many people can I name drop in a conversation.
Oh, if you want me to do that, I can go through an EGOT.
God.
nice.
Ego.
I'm not doing that. I was just asking Max what he's going through and saying it would be nice to have 2
Jake.
friends that have won Tonys
Jake is being a good friend right now.
in my own way.
Yes. Yeah. That's also.
So,
part of
Jake,
it.
tell us why you want Freeway to be a musical.
Oh no, that one cannot be.
No, wait, but 1995's Freeway. We still do owe you.
1996.
1996 is Freeway.
Yeah,
We do owe you
there's
for
no
Freeway.
way that could be that can't be a musical. That's just murder on murder on murder on murder.
It'll be
Like
off
that.
Broadway.
Sweet.
Okay.
Off, bro.
Off Broadway.
Yeah.
It's actually being performed in my living room right now.
It will actually be a community theater in Reading.
It's so far off Broadway, it's in Brooklyn.
It'll be in Reading, Pennsylvania, in a community theater down the street from my old drug dealer, Fresh. It'll be fine.
Mm.
What's up,
I
Fresh?
actually have a feeling it
drug dealer.
would be in Lincoln, Nebraska, right across the street from AJ's house.
I'm in Omaha.
Whatever, it's the same shit.
You're audible.
It's like same general location.
Drive Angry the musical.
No.
I like Lego's idea about Speed the musical. in the
Yeah,
show.
Speed the Musicals.
I'm digging it.
That's another one that I thought that they've done, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Like, it just, oh, wow. And now other Nicolas Cage movies are coming in.
Oh,
Yeah, you're right. We
Bangkok
should do
Dangerous.
Joe, the
National Treasure.
David
the
Gordon
musical.
Green film.
Yeah.
Bangkok Dangerous.
Oh, wow.
Should any of the Rocky films be musicals?
All of them.
I think
Could all of them-
Yeah.
Specifically the fourth one.
Yeah, Rocky was on Rocky the musical played Broadway a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And Rocky 4 should be.
It's basically is, right?
It's
The theme song would be America,
It should be a
fuck yeah.
musical, but like a successful version of a Spider-Man musical.
I think I would love to see the Rocky 4 musical above all other musicals, above all of the Rocky musicals. I think that one works most.
I'd love to see Rocky 4 be a musical. They don't provide any context to the story beforehand. You just kind of get thrown right into it. But I am curious, how do you actually create a musical made just out of montages?
America, fuck yeah. Beating up Russia.
Yes.
Yeah, there's plenty
We
of
should
songs.
have a Team America World Police musical complete with what's the show? Lease in it? Not Rent? Lease? Everyone.
I
has
mean,
it.
we could do that at the next Action House.
It might happen.
We could do a Team America musical.
Yeah. but
Was there
that
a
would be
time
like-
when this stream had like structure and purpose, or were we just
No,
talking bullshit?
No.
This
No,
is
there was.
basically
Then Bethany
being-
left.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Because I do have other prepared pitches, and I assume
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jacoby
that's
other
like-
people do too.
No,
So
I think we all have like 3 or 4 more.
maybe we should refocus and get through some of them because we each only
Maxwell, take it
said
away.
one. No, I'm not saying it has to be me. I'm just saying, why don't you go ahead, Jacoby?
Co-founder of the channel, Mike, says no in the chat.
Because the way I structured these is I didn't think of these, envision a lot of these on stage. I thought of these as movie musicals, which was kind of which was some of my problem for some of my pitches. But like, so I always think like, what could make a movie better? And I don't know why the first one that came to my mind is Crank 2. Just because instead of the process of when he wakes up, now he needs electricity. It's like he wakes up and he needs to keep singing or else he dies. And I think that would make Crank 2 better. Or if they need to make a Crank 3 and they need a gimmick, that should be
It would
Crank
have to
3.
be a Crank 3 because Crank 1, he's poisoned. Crank 2, he has to keep the energy up through electrocution. He has to sing to make sure that his burnt up body survives.
Yeah,
I'm down
vocal
for it.
cords.
I want to
yeah.
see the continued adventures of Chev Chelios. I want to see where is he going to fuck Amy Smart in public next time.
That's going to be the song too. It's like where are we
Crank
going to do
4.
this?
Crank 4. He just pops a
I
bunch
want
of
to
Gucci
find.
and
I
has
want
to
to
keep
see
masturbating.
what's his name. Play a third brother that has Tourette's or something, or another issue.
Dwight Yoakam is a country singer, so he's going to get his his big musical country number, which
Hell yeah.
which everyone
Hell
wants
yeah.
in the musical.
Him and his assistant Chocolate, or whatever he called her in the movie.
Yeah. There's just a lot of potential with the Crank new musical franchise.
But it has to be directed by Nelvadine and Taylor. It can't have anyone else. No one else should touch it.
No one
With
else
music-
deserves to touch
With
it.
music
You know
by
what I mean?
Pasek and Paul.
Gotta keep dancing, you know what I mean?
No,
Can't
man.
stop, won't stop.
So, I want to see 21 Jump Street the musical, but not the TV show, the movie. So it's a big musical comedy buddy cop thing. You could have such songs as "You Bought Me Taco Bell." We could have a great number called "Fuck You Science." When it comes time for them to perform the musical, there could be a song called "Peter Pandemonium." And finally, this is my favorite one, a big love ballad called "Finger Popping Each Other's Assholes." So yeah, I think that would be good stuff on stage.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, that fits.
Mm-hmm.
What was there a pun there?
I don't know what's happening anymore.
No, that's kind of the point of this stream.
Okay, Rob, what's your next pitch?
So my next pick, thank you, Maxwell, is a musical version of the phenomenal Coen Brothers film, The Big Lebowski. We would bring back the original cast for sure, because I think I know Jeff Bridges can sing. I think the rest of them can figure it out. Big numbers like The Rug Really Held the Room Together, Over the Line, Market Zero, right? And Where's Your Nearest Ralphs? That would be my pitch for the Big Lebowski musical.
I love it.
What I love about this is imagining that Steve Buscemi would have to figure out how to sing.
Yes.
I would imagine they would. He would get almost trying to sing, but then they'd cut him off. Like they wouldn't let him.
You're like, shut the fuck up, Donnie.
Yeah, that's all I want. That's all I want is John Goodman with the "Shut the fuck up, Donnie" number.
Yeah.
Every song ends with him trying to sing, and then it ends with "Shut the fuck up, Donnie." And then
Shut up, Donnie.
That "Shut the fuck up, Donnie" gif was very useful from 2016 through 2020.
Sometimes still to this day.
Well, yes.
Very rarely, but much less so. Oh.
So now I know what GIF to use to reply to Maxwell every time on Twitter.
I mean, it's irrelevant because my name is not Donald, or Donnie.
It doesn't matter. It's saying shut the fuck up.
Here, use this one, Jake.
Oh yeah.
So actually,
AJ, do you have a pitch?
I think I burned my two best ones with Batman 66 and Hamlet 2. So I think we just keep it moving.
I have an actual other one.
Okay, Jeff, go ahead.
A legitimate one. So now I feel like when I say legitimate one, what I mean by that is I don't know whether or not it's been done before. I can't see that it has, but I could be wrong. And I know that the film itself feels like this specific amalgamation of things that have come before as a film. But we know that Bob Fosse went and he made Cabaret as a film, and his adaptation is what it was compared to the actual stage show. And then he went on to, and that was a very, stage to screen oriented project. Then he went and he made Lenny. And then he went, and while he was making Lenny, he also happened to be staging Chicago. So he had this combination of film and actual stage work at once. And then all that kind of came together, and he made All That Jazz, which is this encapsulation of his life of the crossroads between film and stage and everything that he was experiencing. And I know that it works in this perfect way as a film, but I'd love to see that sort of idea then also be placed on the stage of All That Jazz. I think that would be a very cool, very inventive way, because we saw how well it worked on screen, and the fact that it was a film combining his life of stage and screen. We should see it from the other perspective of life of stage and screen, but on the stage. There's some great music in there. There's some great choreography. I think that it's theatrical enough that it could also work when being placed on the stage too.
Wait, something involving Bob Fosse had great choreography?
Oh, what the fuck am I saying? Yes.
Yeah, I love that idea.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of Bob Fosse. All That Jazz is a masterpiece.
Mm-hmm.
I think there could be some really cool, clever things done. That's a really great idea.
Thanks.
Yeah, it really is.
That was so good. I pitched Crank 3, and you pitched like this really well thought out. Like, I was like, damn, that's
This
just
Cranked MacGruber the musical.
I know. He started out with MacGruber.
MacGruber. Okay.
The MacGruber.
Okay,
I would watch MacGruber before that.
MacGruber musical.
I have another one unless someone else wants to go.
Oh, let's do it.
So
Yeah, please shut Matt.
oh God. When I think of filmmakers who use music well in their movies, one that always comes to mind is Tarantino. to the point where you could almost make an argument that a lot of his films are musicals. It's just not the characters that are singing, it's the soundtrack that's doing the singing. So I want to see Kill Bill the musical, sort of like an epic 4-hour thing. But I want every single song to have a different style of music and really be eclectic like the movie is. So you could have like the Deadly Viper Assassin Squad Tango. You could have Hattori Hanzo's Death Waltz. You could have Oranishi's House of Blue Leaves Ballet. You could have the 5-Point Palm Exploding Heart Symphony. And then finally, I don't know if you're familiar with the Sondheim Musical Company, but the big final number is called Being Alive. So what I want to do is I want to adapt it to fit Kill Bill, and the big 11 o'clock number is Buried Alive.
Nice.
See, some of you guys have actual
Question
well
for you.
thought out musicals here.
That sounds
Question
awesome.
for
I
you.
really want to watch that.
Now, of course, we know that he like his films thrive on stuff like soundtrack and pulling from other sources there.
Yeah, I would do it as a
and
jukebox musical.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Is like it sounded like you want different songs that happen to be playing at different things in different genres. But would you think it would work best if, because it's Tarantino, if those songs were jukebox musical type?
I do, yeah, I do think. In fact, I think there's a lot of songs that were used on the soundtrack of the movies that could be fit in to have the characters sing them.
Like Bang Bang, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So now I feel a little remiss with my next choice, which is Blade the musical.
Not an adaptation of the comic book.
Tay Diggs as Blade, J.K. Simmons as Whistler, Oscar Isaac as Deacon Frost, Journey Smollett as Vanessa. You know, the main songs are Ice Skating Uphill, It's Raining Blood, and Daywalker, Enemy of the Nightwalker.
Daywalker.
That's pretty funny.
So we do have Juice popping in, I think, just for a second here.
Yeah, before his internet cuts out again.
Hot Tub Stream.
Whoa, what are we even talking about? I mean, come on.
We were focused for.
Did I hear Nightman Cometh get talked about?
Nope.
We got some serious. So I heard some like we're gonna talk about movies with music inspired or whatever, you know, that kind of thing, the whole shebang, something like that. Am I right? There's like movies. It's like, come on, like talk about the music, you know. So I was like, I'm gonna relay this to my whole hot tub of like movie fans, you know, obviously, come on. And they're like, you gotta talk about the Goodfellas. So Scorsese was like, they're working on Goodfellas, and he's like, come on, man, we got to use cream. Are you kidding me? So like when De Niro is killing everyone, he's like, we're using cream, right? And they're like, well, you're De Niro, you're Scorsese, we're not going to deny you. He's like, yeah, we're using cream. So cream, sunshine of your love is like coming down, and it's like creaming everyone as De Niro is killing everyone. It's like, come on, are you kidding me? Of course, obviously. So Joe, how are you doing?
Doing all right. How you doing? Dude.
That's just a little bit of Jack and Coke.
So I have another. I have another title. Now, one of my favorite musicals of all time is The Producers. I love The Producers with all my heart. I love it, love it, love it. I saw the 2005 version film before I ever saw the original film. So it somehow holds, like, I know it feels artificial when I watch it, that version, but it still holds a place in my heart that I love. And it feels like it's supposed to be on stage, not a movie. And of course the original film is great. I haven't seen Young Frankenstein on stage yet. Yeah. But I still am open to more Mel Brooks films being adapted, specifically Blazing Saddles and Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Not Blazing Saddles.
Has hold on. Robin Hood Men in Tights specifically feels like it could be adapted pretty
pretty much
seamlessly to the stage in a lot of ways. It's theatrical enough. It's out there enough. Everyone plays it up big enough that I feel like it can work pretty well without cutting much. And I think there could be some fun stuff. I mean, there's already the musical number Men in Tights in there, and with that sort of spirit, I think it would work pretty well, and it could be a lot of fun. Blazing Saddles, I have no idea if it would work. But at the same time, I'd be mighty curious to see what someone would do if they tried. Because I know that Mel Brooks would be Mel Brooks is as far back as 4 years ago is saying that he still is interested in seeing if it might be able to be put on stage. No word on it other than that. But I mean, you know,
there's a reason it went 4 years with nobody doing it.
I have a place for it, and it seems like a recurring theme. The Omaha Community Theater.
They're really trying everything there in Omaha.
Man, listen, look, I think that whichever theater I went and saw Toxic Avenger the musical in,
I like that musical.
Yeah, I love that musical. That was a lot of fun.
Sounds amazing.
It was way better than I thought it was going to end up being.
Didn't the original writer
I've actually seen is the musical off Broadway?
Didn't the original writer actually do the musical, like the actual writer of the film?
That I don't know. But I do know that I saw that musical off Broadway. I've never seen any of the films, and I know that the musical doesn't necessarily take everything from the film, but that was a lot of fun. But I think that Blazing Saddles would be a weird experiment. I think that Men in Tights would actually be a pretty successful adaptation.
Yeah, Men in Tights would.
Men in Tights
not Blazing Saddles.
in a movie.
Had they done Spaceballs the musical?
No.
Spaceballs.
If they do Men in Tights, Andy Karl should play Robin Hood.
If they're gonna do a Mel Brooks thing, they should do History of the World Part 2: Nazis in Space.
It's Jews in space. It's Jews in space. They're Jews in space.
I don't know if that works.
No, it's a joke. It didn't
work.
I'm looking up right now to see.
I had to ask my Jewish friend.
I'm so glad to fill that spot for you, Jake.
Well, you're not my only one, goddammit. You're the only one on screen.
Does Jake just have a notebook full of lists?
Yes.
These are people that have done shit. These are my Jewish friends. These are my redhead friends. Like,
Yep.
We are all in a category for Jake.
We only exist in his life to check off little boxes for him.
Jake loves segregating people.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Like literally, you look on Jake's phone.
That's what I'm all about. Yeah. But you got it. You're 100% correct. That's what it is. It's not like I remember who my friends are.
There's just so many group chats.
Well, AJ, you're just a white ass fucking redneck. So I know where you stand.
Where did wait?
Is he in the white ass redneck list with me?
Oh, you are too, Rob.
Yeah, I know. I'm aware.
So who has pitches left? Like, let's keep these roll.
Princess Bride musical.
I gotta go.
All right.
It's Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yep.
This
For
isn't
another
a fucking
45
weekend.
minutes.
Like, I gotta go.
Bye, Jake.
Goodbye.
You have a good one, man.
All right, goodbye.
I love all y'all except Jeff. Like I said, I was only here for Jacoby.
You have a good one, man.
And Max, you know I love you, bro. The rest of y'all can eat a dick.
And that's a great exit line.
Great exit line. He's actually eating a dick on screen. It was.
I'm really surprised that Mike didn't do Mortal Kombat the musical.
We had talked in like our pre-show chat like earlier in the week when Mike had this idea. By the way, Mike has this idea. Leaves half hour in. Great way to go about it. Love you, Mike, if you're still watching. But yeah, Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter definitely both came up in our chat. There definitely needs to be a finishing musical number somewhere on stage somewhere.
Yeah.
So I have another one. I have another one here. I feel like because there's a way for it to explore, like I know that technically it would probably work better as a play, but I mean, like if you have the right sort of musician with it, you might be able to come out with some pretty good music numbers, especially since like it's offbeat enough. But hear me out. In Bruges.
Okay.
In Bruges. It has a unique setting when it comes to trying to set stories, and you have this cynical, you have this like cynical, like dark sense of humor that you can have as this like through line for the tone. But you can have funnier numbers, you can have darker, more dramatic numbers there. They could be deep, they can be soulful, they could revolve around faith and love and death and midgets, and it would be. I think that could work.
Everybody just gave a look like, yeah, we lost viewers for him saying that word. It's the word they use in the movie.
It's in the movie. It's literally a whole thing in the movie.
You didn't use the words that were in Blazing Saddles for that.
Well, here's the deal. I'm not going to. Oh, boy. I'm not going to, Joe.
Okay.
I like In Bruges the musical. I think that'd be awesome.
I'm down. I would watch any of these. You know, if Netflix puts them out, I'll watch them.
I want to get real weird with this next one. Princess Bride the musical. I want Lin-Manuel Miranda to be Wesley, Kristen Bell to be Buttercup. This is where it's going to take some stretching. I want Eminem to be Inigo Montoya. I want Terry Crews to be Fezzik. Stanley Tucci to be Vizzini.
Okay.
I want Pedro Pascal to be the Six Finger Man.
Yes.
I want Hugh Jackman to be Humperdinck. The song would be My Name Is Inigo Montoya.
Yes.
The swamp is on fire. And Do the Humper Hump.
Wow.
All right.
You had me with about half of your cast.
Yeah.
And the My Name Is a great that's a great bit right there. That also just works as like a Pete Davidson like Eminem sketch like really well.
You know what? You could have Pete Davidson playing Eminem, playing Inigo Montoya.
Now I need to. That's very interesting. You lost me with half the cast as well. However, the idea is there.
Listen, I'm not trying to actually make Broadway plays like you are.
Who are we to judge this poor motherfucker?
All right, here's one, and more than any of you, I want to hear Maxwell's take. I don't know if he had it as a pitch or if he has it written as a pitch, because I know that this film has a special place in his heart. All the songs would be produced by Amy Mann.
Oh yes, I know exactly. I had a feeling.
Yeah, of Magnolia.
Mm-hmm.
This epic cast with several intimate stories that create this vast landscape. Practical effects at the end, which would be very weird to do on stage, but I think it could happen. If you could do Singing in the Rain, you can do frogs
on stage. I would love to see Tom Cruise's character's song, whatever his song that he has, that he's
Respect the cock, tame the cunt.
Yes, that's gonna be his song.
Yeah, could you imagine that? That would have to be like a heavy, like what genre of music do you think that one should be?
Ooh,
what could that
lean
into?
It would have to be very much like folk rock Broadway.
Yes, I'm in. Totally in.
Yeah, I'd love whatever song at the beginning. It's just a song explaining all like the consequences or the coincidences or so, like the weird things. Like you just have a bunch of those events in song form. I'd love it. That'd be a great.
Now I do feel as though even though they're not obviously original songs, I do feel like something like one should still be in there as well for like the sort of thing of it's playing and maybe people are singing, and as they do it, you're able to kind of, in one of those intro scenes where you're able to kind of meet multiple main characters. And of course, in my mind on stage, the standouts would not actually be someone like Tom Cruise's character. It would be Quiz Kid Donnie Smith and John C. Reilly's characters. I think they would get the best numbers in my mind, at least.
Okay.
Speaking of Tom Cruise movies, can we do Tropic Thunder the musical? Because that'd be a good one.
Yes.
Just a dude playing a dude.
Just a dude
playing a dude who's playing a dude on stage. Yeah.
How would you name the song? Would it be in parentheses, "You Never Go," or would the other half be in parentheses?
Dude,
the other half would be in parentheses. That would be my pick. Totally.
Yeah.
How would someone on the Schmoedown answer that for the song title for the parentheses?
Well, as we just
Too
learned,
soon?
You give up the point.
So
I wrote down a few more like obscure ones. Like I would love To Kill a Mockingbird to be a musical, but the whole premise of the musical version is like every 20 minutes throughout the musical, they just redo the same song. Where's Boo Radley? Where is he? We don't know. And then at the end, Boo Radley like comes down, like they lower him down and he's just there.
You should just go boo.
Yeah.
Bradley.
It's 85-year-old Robert Duvall, actually.
He's not doing much. They just keep him on whatever platform they rise and lower him on every night. Just boo, and then that's it. And then... All right, see you tomorrow night, Robert Duvall.
Where's my
Lower him down, he's smoking a cigarette. Oh, is it my part?
Do Lord of the Rings the musical and just have Aerosmith play Walk This Way and just skip over all the walking.
Lord of the Rings, the musical, you just have a bunch of theater kids sing while they LARP and just kind of do that on stage.
That would work.
That can work.
I want to see something like I have Dune written down, because like a lot of these I thought of like movies that weren't very like good to begin with, but like could be made better as musicals. And I would love both to see a better version of that, which I hopefully we get, with Denis Villeneuve, but also I would love to see David Lynch direct a musical, because I would love to see what type of songs he comes up with for his musical.
Blue Velvet would be a crazy musical.
That's the thing. It's an adaptation of the film, not the book.
Highway is a musical. He just removed all the musical numbers.
Anything that's an adaptation that's brought up, I just keep on thinking, but you have to adapt the film, not the book. And that's the best part. Like comics, anything like that. Like the fact that that's the worst possible way to tell that story. But let's make a musical.
Put some music in it. That'll make it better.
Yeah, I'd like to see Mystery Men the musical.
That movie's already so great, though.
I know.
Why does it need music?
Because it's just another thing.
Ah.
Like I don't think something has to replace something else. I think you could just have two separate.
They can coexist.
Name to remember that Smash Mouth All-Star came from that before Shrek.
It did.
Mm-hmm. Yep, the music video for All Star is a music video for
Mystery Men. They're doing the auditions, which is why the songs would be "Vanish Like No One's Watching," "Keep on Digging," and "Bowling for Soups."
Wow.
All right, so does anybody have any like other like full pitches? I think we might be trying to wrap it up here pretty soon.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I think we might actually we might call for the night, have everybody go through, and we'll just go in from like reverse order. Hey Joe, where can people find you?
Wherever. First of all, as I promised, on YouTube and Twitter, and that's about it.
Yeah, man. Well, hey, it was great having you on for the first time, and I hope it's not the last. Can't wait till the next time you're on, man. Mr. KFBR 392, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at GEOFF1106. You can also find our channel Schmo Me the Money on Twitter at Shmomi Money. We have a few different stuff that we do. This week, where our shows are normally on Tuesdays, but due to some scheduling, we had this week's one moved to Thursday. We talk about the previous week's matches in a fun, roundabout, conversational debate way. We're going to have on 3 rookies from the usual suspects battling it out. Paige Fabretti, Frankie Alvarez, and Amaru Moses. It's going to be a lot of fun. And still working on some other stuff. We are working on bringing back the Family Show real soon in the next iteration as Family Show presents Step Up. So stay tuned to that.
No Jacob Whitney?
Yes. Jacob Whitney. I already had an interview with him a while ago. And we only have 3 people, unless it's like somehow we end up with 4.
Or 2.
Next time.
I have a feeling that it's not going to be the first time that Jacob Whitney misses this week. God,
I'm excited for Juice's promo.
So, Rob, where can people find you?
You can find me everywhere at Rob Fishbeck, and you can find my music on Spotify, Apple Music, all that stuff, and my shows on my YouTube channel, which I finally hit 100 subscribers, so I got that customization, so the / Rob Fishbeck is official.
Awesome.
Official.
Official.
Yeah, dude, your streams like that happen at 8C CT on Tuesdays, man, they've been some of my favorite things to blow off my last hour of work with. They've been amazing. I can't miss them.
Thank you.
Yeah, dude, great stuff. Maxwell, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Cinemaxwell. Instagram is at Cinemaxwell Inc. You can find me most nights over at the PJ Campbell Network. We do stuff like watch-alongs, Suddenly soundtracks, Sunday evening unwind, all sorts of good stuff. And you can find me competing in the First Class League very soon.
Woo!
Cool.
Yeah, man, I'm pumped to see it. I promise to be sober the next time that we end up in a random 5-pointer exhibition dictated by Craig, by the way.
Yeah. Yes.
That was wild. And Mr. Jacoby Bancroft, where can people find you?
I'm on Twitter at jbancroft815. That's it. I'm still new to kind of the Twitter thing and promoting myself and
also competing in the movie trivia showdown.
Thank you.
Also competing for the movie trivia showdown for the stars.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I forgot. I need to do that. Yes, the stars. For that we're gonna win and take it all. So that's my promotion.
Hell yeah.
Dude, hell yeah, man. You definitely made a big fan out of me this season and just hanging out tonight. And yeah, before we sign off, you guys know me from What the Show and at Lancaster AJ on Twitter. This week we are recording the first episode of the ABCU. Wait. Air Bud Cinematic Universe.
That's it. Oh, yeah.
Just had to go.
This is going to be buddies. You got to have me on.
Yes. There's going to be a 14-part, totally relevant podcast about all the Air Bud films and how they connect into a cinematic universe, both within each other and other films. You'll be able to catch that very soon. That is What the Show for this evening, guys. And this has been one of our most organized programs yet. Everybody have a great night.
Complete structure.